Hello everyone, Bruce Willis, the action hero who defined an era, the wisecracking cop from Die Hard, the stoic savior from Armageddon, the reluctant ghost whisperer from The Sixth Sense, has been one of Hollywood's most beloved figures for nearly half a century. His career shaped not just a generation of movies, but an entire image of masculinity, rugged, witty, emotionally complex, and human. Yet behind the explosions, the fame, and the Hollywood legend, Bruce Willis has been fighting a heartbreaking battle that has left millions of fans across the world devastated. When his family announced that he was stepping away from acting in 2022 due to a medical diagnosis, the news felt like a punch to the gut, not just because we were losing an icon from the screen, but because the reason he was saying goodbye was far more tragic than anyone could have imagined. The man who once saved the world on screen was now losing a battle with his own mind and voice, the very tools that built his extraordinary legacy. Born Walter Bruce Willis in 1955 in Idar Oberstein, West Germany, Bruce's early life seemed ordinary. His father was an American soldier, and his mother was German. The family moved to New Jersey when Bruce was a toddler, and it was there that his charisma began to shine. But what few people know is that Bruce struggled with a severe stutter throughout his childhood. He found it difficult to communicate, often bullied and mocked by other children. Yet, it was through acting, performing in front of others, that he discovered a strange kind of healing. On stage, his stutter disappeared. Acting became his escape and his therapy. That discovery would eventually transform his life and make him one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood history. Before he was John McClane, Bruce was a struggling bartender in New York City, pouring drinks while auditioning for roles. His big break came in 1985 with the television series Moonlighting opposite Sybil Shepherd. His effortless charm, quick wit, and improvisational energy made him a star overnight. But it was Die Hard in 1988 that turned him into a legend. Playing NYPD officer John McClane, an everyman hero who could bleed, cry, and still crack a joke, Bruce redefined what it meant to be an action star. Unlike the stoic superheroes of the 80s, Bruce was human. He sweated, limped, screamed, and bled his way through danger, making audiences believe every moment. The movie became a global phenomenon and spawned an entire franchise, forever etching his name in Hollywood history. For decades, Bruce seemed unstoppable. He balanced action with drama and comedy, starring in hits like Pulp Fiction, The Fifth Element, 12 Monkeys, The Sixth Sense, and Unbreakable. He could play the tough guy or the tender father with equal conviction. Yet, behind that trademark smirk and tough exterior, Bruce was facing personal struggles. His marriage to Demi Moore, one of Hollywood's most glamorous couples of the 1990s, ended in divorce in 2000 after 13 years and 3 daughters. Despite the heartbreak, the two remained remarkably close, raising their children together and maintaining mutual respect. Bruce would later remarry model and actress Emma Hemming, with whom he had 2 more daughters, creating a blended family that would one day become his greatest source of strength. By the mid-2000s, fans began noticing something strange about Bruce Willis's performances. His once razor-sharp delivery seemed hesitant. His energy, that iconic mix of humor and intensity, seemed dimmed. He started appearing in smaller, low-budget films, often with limited dialogue, leading to rumors that he was simply phoning it in. But now we know the truth was far more painful. In March 2022, Bruce's family released a joint statement revealing that he had been diagnosed with aphasia, a cognitive disorder that affects the brain's ability to communicate. Aphasia can impact speech, comprehension, and even the ability to understand language. For an actor, a man whose entire life revolved around words and expression, the diagnosis was devastating. As a result of this, his family wrote, Bruce is stepping away from the career that has meant so much to him. For fans, the news was shocking, but for his family, it had been a long, heartbreaking journey. Aphasia doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in slowly. Bruce had reportedly been struggling with memory loss and confusion for years before the diagnosis. Directors began to notice that he had trouble remembering lines, that he would need an earpiece on set, and that he often seemed disoriented to protect him, rewriting scripts to minimize his dialogue, shooting scenes in short takes, and even using body doubles to complete certain shots. What some saw as a fading star was actually a man fighting to hold on to his craft for as long as possible. Sadly, in 2023, the family revealed that Bruce's condition had progressed, and doctors had refined his diagnosis, frontotemporal dementia, also known as FTD. Unlike Alzheimer's, which primarily affects memory, FTD attacks the parts of the brain responsible for behavior, language, and personality. It changes who a person is. For someone as lively and expressive as Bruce Willis, the diagnosis was nothing short of cruel. It's been painful to watch, one family member admitted, but Bruce is still Bruce. He's still full of love, still laughing, still shining in his own way. His wife, Emma Hemming Willis, and his ex-wife, Demi Moore, have become his fiercest protectors, joining forces to ensure he is surrounded by love and dignity. Fans were deeply moved when videos surfaced showing Bruce with his family, smiling, holding hands, and enjoying quiet moments. It was a stark contrast to the explosive, adrenaline-fueled persona audiences had known for decades. Gone were the gunfights and car chases, replaced by tender scenes of a man embraced by those who loved him most. In one heartbreaking clip, Bruce was seen celebrating his birthday, surrounded by his children, singing along softly, his face full of emotion, but his words struggling to form. It was a reminder that even in the face of decline, love remains stronger than loss. His family has been incredibly open about their journey, using Bruce's story to raise awareness about frontotemporal dementia. Emma, in particular, has become an advocate, sharing updates and urging compassion for those living with the disease. It's hard on everyone, she admitted. It's not just about losing memories. It's about losing the person as you knew them, little by little. Still, she insists that Bruce's spirit, the humor, the warmth, the fighter inside him, remains intact. If you know Bruce, you know he's always been full of love, she said, and that hasn't changed. What makes Bruce Willis's farewell so tragic is not just that he's leaving acting, it's how he's being forced to leave. Acting was his lifeline, his language, his freedom. For a man who once overcame a childhood stutter to speak to the world through his films, to now be silenced by his own mind is unbearably poetic. Yet, through it all, Bruce continues to teach us something profound, that strength isn't about fists or guns or one-liners. It's about grace, family, and facing the inevitable with courage. Hollywood, too, has been paying tribute. Co-stars and friends like John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, and M. Night Shyamalan have spoken publicly about his kindness, loyalty, and humor. Travolta, who starred alongside him in Pulp Fiction, called him a brother for life. Shyamalan, who directed The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, said, "Working with Bruce changed my life. He was more than a star. He was a mentor and a friend." The world may never see Bruce Willis on screen again, but his legacy is eternal. From his breakout in Moonlighting to his unforgettable run as John McClane, he changed Hollywood forever. He made action heroes human. He gave vulnerability a face. And now, as he quietly says goodbye, he's teaching us one last lesson, that even heroes are mortal, that even legends fade, but love and legacy never die. Fans around the world have flooded social media with tributes, sharing their favorite quotes, yippee-ki-yay, echoing through hearts and timelines, as they come to terms with losing one of the last true movie icons. And perhaps that's the most beautiful part of this bittersweet goodbye. Bruce may be stepping away, but he'll never really be gone. His films will continue to inspire, his characters will continue to live, and his courage will continue to move us. In the end, the sad reason Bruce Willis is saying goodbye isn't just about illness. It's about time, humanity, and the inevitable fragility of life. But if there's one thing Bruce Willis taught us, it's that no matter how dark things get, you face it head on, with heart, humor, and grit. Because that's what heroes do. And as the curtain closes on one of the greatest careers in cinema history, fans everywhere are united in one thought. Bruce Willis may be retiring, but his legend will never fade. Thanks for watching.